This is Boxing Tickets NI in association with SB Sports. We're delighted to be joined with the G-Train, Craig McCormack. How are you, Graham?
Good, bud. I'm good, thank you. Very, very good. Nice to be here and not get punched in the head. It's up to watch the box and not get punched, so yeah, it's good to be here.
This is probably the most relaxed I've probably seen you, obviously, at a fight card, because you're just not, you know, I guess, fighting. You're obviously here to support stablemates tonight, obviously David Ryan and Jamie Morrissey both in action, and I guess obviously you're hoping it's a double win for the Ingrockin stable tonight.
100%, yeah. Like you said, it's great to be up here, relaxed, not having a fight. You know, I'll be up with my young fella to watch the boxing, to support Dave Ryan in his second fight, and Jamie Morrissey going to make history tonight against Kevin Cronin. A great fight, but one I'm very confident that Jamie will win and win well and win it. I think he'd be the only Irish person to ever hold the Celtic title in two weight divisions, which is brilliant, man. You know, his fifth fight, his third undefeated opponent. Oh, it's great to make it a great fight, you know.
You can definitely tell you must have watched my interview yesterday, obviously as his third undefeated fighter, but I guess Jamie's always looked up to you and you've always been friends for so many years. Is it tougher for you watching your friends fighting than it obviously is fighting yourself?
Yeah, it's definitely always hard watching your friends fighting, you know what I mean? Because, you know, obviously you want your friends to do well, you know what I mean? Especially your teammates want them to do well, and, you know, it is hard, like, but I'm very confident. I've seen the way the boys train this camp, both of them, and I'm very confident about two good wins here tonight, you know. And like again, I like Kevin Cronin, he's a nice guy, but Jamie's one of my best mates, he's my teammate, so obviously I'm on Team Jamie tonight, you know what I mean?
It's one of them, I sort of said to both of them yesterday, it's like when does that switch change from, because they're both really, really nice, genuine guys, and it's like, when does that switch change where they just become Mr. Nasty, and they're both walking about here still calm, relaxed, and you're going, when's this button getting clicked here? You know, they're just war mode. But I guess the minute the gloves are on and they're getting called to go to the ring, that's it. Yeah. But obviously you yourself, obviously last time out, obviously I guess your biggest fight you did, obviously fighting on a common card. Yeah. Unfortunately, it obviously didn't go your way. Yeah. Have you sort of time to sort of reflect on? I guess you're still going to keep boxing and everything else, but have you sort of time to reflect? Probably say it probably wasn't your best performance. You probably thought you could have done a lot more on the night. Yeah,
listen, take nothing away from Fergus Quinn, a great fighter, a very, very strong kid and a nice kid, and I respect him, but it wasn't me in the ring that night. I fucked up on the weight and I had to lose 9 kilos in 5 days, and it really, really affected me, man. And again, I'm not an excuse maker. I take nothing away from Fergus. He performed very well on the night. I'd love a hop off him again down the line if he'd be up for it down the line. Obviously I'll get back to winning ways myself and stuff like that, get myself back in that position. You know, he boxed very well on the night and done what he had to get the win. So, you know, it is what it is. I've moved on from it now mentally, and I'm looking forward to getting back in there, you know, and getting back in the ways.
I guess obviously initially, when Sean obviously puts in the towel, I guess we see it so much in boxing nowadays where fighters kick off, but you and Sean's are close that you know when he threw the towel in. You probably even thinking to yourself in your head, probably.
I was delighted.
You know?
I was like, fucking thank God. You know, Fergus Quinn is a good, strong young man, you know what I mean? A very, very good, strong fighter. And a good fighter. And I'm taking that away from him. Very, very good fighter, and he performed well that night. I wasn't on my game that night. I didn't show up on the night. Like I said, the weight cut really, really affected me. And I couldn't do anything in the ring. I couldn't throw. There was nothing I could do. And when the towel came in, I was thankful in a way, because I was fucked. I was gassed, you know what I mean? I had nothing in the tank. I couldn't throw a punch. I could barely keep my hands up, man, you know what I mean? So, you know, like I said, Fergus performed very well and got a good win. I'd love to do it again down the line, maybe at some stage, get myself back in a position and maybe get a rematch with Fergus would be great if that could happen down the line. But I'm not going to go chasing that, because some things might never happen, you know what I mean? But I do wish Fergus the best. He's a very, very nice kid, and this is boxing, man, you know?
I was just going to touch on that as well. Sometimes, you know, I guess people try different things in the past, and I was speaking with people about it yesterday, about people trying the UFC derby to try and crash the last moment. You obviously, I guess, you have lessons to learn, obviously, and you're into your 30s as well, so it's like every day is still a school day. Particularly when you're cutting weight and everything else, it's making sure you can be 100% tip-top. But I guess there's things to learn, not only from your performance, but obviously in the lead-up to the fight as well, can help you moving forward.
I let a couple of things get to me during the camp that I wouldn't usually get to me, stuff outside of boxing. You know what I mean? I got through with boxing, and it I just didn't do the weight the way I needed to do it. Like, I think I got a bit complacent because I made the weight so well with the damn fight. And I just put that on the back burner and said to myself, oh no, I'll sort these other things out and that'll be fine, I'll cut the weight. And then when it came to the weight out, I was 9 kilos over, 5 days to go, and I was like, how am I going to... No, I want to give a big shout out to Noel Bowen. He's my strength and conditioning coach, but he helped me cut the weight. I wouldn't have made the weight without him, like, but even he knew, like, fucking how are you this heavy, like, you know? But look, it's a mistake I made, and I paid the price for it, and that's not just boxing, that's life, you know what I mean? You make these mistakes, and sometimes you have to pay the price for mistakes for you to learn. I've been in a position before, I've been down in life before, and I've bounced back up, and I'm looking forward now to bouncing back. and getting back to my best, you know. I actually, Sean Cray is doing my nutrition now. I heard Sean Cray come on board with me, and I'm actually the same weight right now, than what I was 3 weeks out from my last fight. So like, you know, I'm about 8 to maybe 10 weeks out from my next fight, so I'm definitely ahead of the game this time. You know, I won't make that same mistake again. Do you know what I mean? And obviously, I have my young fella looking at me. I don't want him to see me messing up weight, because then he'll think it's okay for him to do it when he's fighting. Do you know what I mean? So I want to just be a bit more disciplined when it comes to the weight side of it, you know.
How obviously this young man here is obviously get into boxing himself as well. How are you obviously? I guess you look up to your dad in some ways as a role model, but I guess he's a good life partner to have, isn't he?
Yeah, he's a good boxer and I like him. And
I like him.
You like him?
You like him, huh? Thanks. This is the future. This right here. This is like everything I do in boxing. Like is, you know, my young fella. See, I have kids and they all love watching boxing, but he really loves it. Like, you know what I mean? Absolutely loves boxing. And seeing what he can do now in the club at 8 years of age shows me that something I'm doing is right. You know what I mean? That he wants to follow that path. So I'm delighted that he loves as much as he does. You know what I mean? And
obviously, what's next for you then? Obviously, I think you just sort of mentioned maybe back in the 8 to 10 weeks' time. Yeah. You have another fight date locked in. Yeah,
to be honest with you, bud, I can't say when the show is, and I'm not going to say too much about it. But like, I'll be on the Waterford. Hopefully, it's show in Waterford. I'm fighting on it. I'm hoping to fight Craig McCarthy, and I'm not making this a slappy collar, like, but I've agreed to everything. If he doesn't agree to fight me now again, then in my eyes he doesn't want to fight me. And this is not being disrespectful to him. I like Craig, he's a nice guy, like, but this fight has been talked about a couple of times. Supposed to fight last year once or twice, then we didn't fight, and then I fought Fergus, and I think he has a fight in 2 weeks, and I'm sure he'll come through that. You know what I mean? He's fighting German, he's expected to come through that. Like, I don't know why he hasn't agreed to the fight yet. You know what I mean? Maybe he's just wants to get through his fight in 2 weeks, but I've agreed to everything. So if he doesn't agree to the fight after his fight in 2 weeks, in my eyes he doesn't want to fight me, and I'm going to move on from it. You know what I mean? Because I'm too old to be hanging around for these fights. I want big fights, Steve. I don't want, you know I took a loss in my last fight, but I took a loss against a good fighter. I'm not going to be down the dumps about it. This is boxing. You have to learn and move on. I don't want to take any backward steps. I want big fights all the time. So like, Craig McCarthy is the fight I want next. I've agreed. He said he wanted to fight me a couple of times. I think he said it to you once, twice as well. So I don't see what the problem is. So I'm waiting on him.
Is the sort of contract been put to Craig then, obviously on the fight, or I guess is he sort of waiting to see how his fight goes in 2 weeks' time first?
Yeah, I presume that's it. Like, he's waiting to see how his fight goes. I don't know, like, but obviously, like, Ian has been on to his manager. Neil Power's a very nice guy too. Like, you know what I mean? I've nothing bad to say about any of them. But like I said, I've said yeah to everything. I've said yeah to the fight, and whatever they want, I'll do. I just want that fight, Steve. You know what I mean? Like I said, but you know me long enough. I'm not in this game to hang around and have meaningless fights. I just want big fights, man. You know what I mean? And it's a big fight, like me and Craig, Waterford versus Limerick. You know, in Waterford, back down the south of Ireland again. You know what I mean? So I'm looking forward to that. I hope he does agree to the fight. Craig, agree to the fight, man.
Definitely, there's a way exclusive for people tonight. But look, obviously we know the fight card's about to start here. Obviously, I'm sure you're going to go up and take your seat and enjoy all the action. But great to catch up. We obviously, hopefully, fingers crossed, you're back in action very soon, and hopefully Craig picks up the phone or signs a contract, and we get this fight done.
Grow up your balls, Craig. Let's go.